a thoughtful moment indeed. The national anthem and a crowd anxiously awaiting the tip-off. It's game time in Philadelphia as the crowds at Wells Fargo Center look to cheer on the 76ers. And now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. And as we take a look here, guys, Doc, what's your take?
The thing you notice right off the bat from the statistics, just his three-point percentage. I mean, it's a terrific number, and it's a combination of things. Good shot selection, his mechanics are solid, and his movement on the perimeter is outstanding.
And the consistency of his jump shot is another thing we should say about him. I mean, it doesn't matter how many defenders are flying at him, his stroke is never changing.
For the Washington Wizards, they come in off a good outing against Toronto. And they put it all together in that game. It added up to a phenomenal win.
You know, so often in the NBA we talk about how you have to earn your points the hard way, but it didn't seem like that was the case. Everything came pretty easily.
Too many of their points came the easy way, Steve. You're right. On dunks and layups against a defense that didn't really put up much resistance.
Now here's Brooks. He had 28 points in the win against Indiana.
And a gigantic game for him at the free throw line. I mean, he was initiating contact and really hunting those whistles from the referees. Boy, he's so hard to stop, guys, because he poses a ton of matchup problems for the defense.
Out to Turner. Back to Brooks. Looking to end the run. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. It's going to be on Bill Russell.
Tell you what, it was a big move for Aaron Brooks last year because he was let go from the Kings near the end of February, but was able to work things out and make a return to Houston, the city where he found success early in his career.
And Brooks played in China during the condensed season in 2011, 2012. Aaron kind of got stuck over there for a while, it seemed.
Well, he took a chance, like a few players did, by going over, playing in China, and not being able to get out of his contract until very late in the NBA season. But he's always been a productive player, very quick, kind of an instant offense type guy off the bench.
Now here's Richardson after the miss from Long. Turner. Here's Young, and the layup's good off the glass.
So the defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Randy Whitman. Doris, what did he have to say?
Coach had nothing but praise for his players, saying they played as well as I've ever seen them play. Everyone is making the right decisions, and honestly, they're playing so well, they don't even need a coach right now. That's an interesting sentiment, guys.
All right, Doris.
I think it's fair to say that the top of the Eastern Conference has been getting tougher over the last few seasons. Unfortunately for the Sixers, they've headed the other direction. They've been going south, and it's part of why they were on the outside of the playoffs looking in.
Here's Richardson. After the made shot from Doc. Kicks it to Noel. He passes to Brooks. He feeds it to Richardson. Dishes it to Young. The pass to Brooks. 4 on the shot clock. It's rebounded by Long. And back to what you were saying, Clark, about Philadelphia going through a lot of roster changes last year. You're right, in a season where a lot of other teams in the East put it all together. Steve, bad timing for Philadelphia.
Yeah, bad timing. Roster changes and injuries, of course. I mean, the big trade for Bynum looked like it was going to be something that could help them get to the top of the East, but Bynum never played a single game for them. And so it's understandable why Philadelphia struggled.
Washington with the ball. Aaron Brooks missing his last shot. No good from Doc.
I thought he'd make that one. And that's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen.
The drive by Brooks. Taken away by Anthony. To the inside. The shot's good from Clutch. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for the Wizards.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And we're also seeing a lot of fast break hoops, so this team doing a nice job getting easy points.
And here's Richardson outside. Rebound, Washington. And this is the first season matchup for them against this 76ers team. Here's Hugh. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Pass to Brooks. From past the arc, and the shot is good. Brooks has got 5 points so far.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
Thaddeus Young last season stepping into the full-time power forward role for the Sixers. Just kind of a mismatch waiting to happen because he's undersized at 6'8", but way too quick for most of the guys guarding him.
And Washington going with a whole new group here. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way.
Well, let's take a look at where Philadelphia ended up rank-wise in the league last year. Second in fewest turnovers per game. 11th in assists. And they were in the top half of the league shooting the ball from deep. Average to pedestrian, but still fairly effective from there.
Very well-coached team, Clark. I mean, you look at the numbers, and you talked about the few turnovers. The top 5 in the league, in fact, in fewest mistakes. So this is a well-disciplined, well-coached team. And when they're on their game, they're just one of those teams you hate to play against because they don't give you anything easy.
And for Thaddeus Young, with the league going more towards quickness and mobility, Clark, that's certainly going to fit his strengths well.
That is absolutely right. He's not a really strong rebounder. His lack of size does make him vulnerable to post up, but he's one of the best slashers in the game. In the end, the mismatches tend to usually play out in his favor.
Here is Harden after the made shot from Beverly. There's the triple, and Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Okafor. Harden's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. 50 seconds left to play in the first. And Beverly kicks to Anderson. Jumper off the screen. Good. Anderson's got his first points in this one.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
And here's Anderson from the arc. And again, Washington with the triple.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the three.
24 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Deep 2 from Anderson. And that one goes long. Looking at Philadelphia, they took the win in their last game against Indiana.
And they made their mark defensively that day. That was what was, I think, most impressive. Really caused a lot of problems in the paint.
Well, they spent a lot of that game in the air and got their hands on a lot of shots.
Here's Beverly. Now Hawks. That misses, would have counted had it gone in. And we reach the end of the first quarter.
Spin turn.
Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Wizards, guys.
It's been beautiful basketball to watch, guys. Really sharing and moving the ball, and as a result, they've got a great flow going.
Hand in glove, 5 guys working as one. The power of the fist, we call it. They've racked up a bunch of assists.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. And so, in the game for the 76ers, Carter Williams is out there at Patrick Beverly. Then there's Arnett Moultrie. Then there's James Anderson. And it's Hawes in at the 5 down low.
And Kevin, what I like about him is that he tends to get hot at the most opportune times. It doesn't matter if it's coming out of a halftime or out of a timeout. He just has a knack for heating up in a hurry.
And he is also a very savvy on-the-ball defender. He'll turn a crossover into a turnover if you try it against him.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Russell, he's checked in for McHale. Lights out comes in for James Harden. And it's clutch in for Maverick. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, gentlemen, a bold draft day trade for the Philadelphia 76ers. Trading away their all-star point guard Drew Holiday for the rights to 6th pick overall Nerlens Noel and a first-round pick in the loaded class of 2014. And for the new front office in Philly, it's a clear direction. Go young and build from the ground up. The Sixers' record will likely take a step back this season, but the experts all love the initiative with this move. Not content to be an average team, guys. They're looking to shake things up.
Doris, a lot of promise on this team. We'll see how they develop. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Washington. Lynn kicks to Anthony. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Wow, they are just red hot, guys, not missing a thing.
Sometimes you see a player get on a tear like this, Steve, but never an entire team. You know, Jeremy Lin made a lot of strides last season on the court, guys, but I think in order for him to take his game to the next level, he's got to be a bigger and more consistent threat from outside. If he can home in on that three ball, I think he'll be much more difficult to defend.
Aaron Brooks, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. And Young, here we go. Another miss by Philadelphia.
I like the work there, contesting that shot that looked like it was going to be easy, but they forced the miss.
You know what? He got it in close, but couldn't finish in traffic.
And for Jeremy Lin, his three-point stroke did improve as last season wore on.
Well, once he got his legs under him, he was shooting over 40% from long range. And that's key when you're playing alongside a guy like James Harden, who's so good with the ball in his hands.
That's good.
Still trailing, but their offense is off life support here in the second quarter. It's got a pulse.
Yeah, they're making some shots now. Clark finally starting to make up some ground.
Shots good from Clutch.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's got it going now.
Brooks outside. Tipped away. It's 2-on-1. Right side, Lynn unloads. Here's Anthony, and that one's good. Anthony's got 4 points this quarter.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
And there's the foul. It's on Clutch. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. There's Noel. Oh, and that one, no question. Poured it down.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
Nerlens Noel, 6'11", out of Kentucky. Big wingspan, about 7'4". So he's a player who has a chance to be an incredible shot blocker. Of course, following in the footsteps of Anthony Davis at Kentucky.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Anderson comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Doc in for Jeremy Lin. And here is Brooks following the three from Doc. Brooks outside. 6 on the shot clock. On the wing, Jason Richardson. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way. And back to Noel. Still very slender. The question for him has been, does he have the strength to play?
Not right now. He's got to get stronger. He first got to recover from that ACL tear that he suffered. But if, in fact, he can get stronger, I love his motor, and I like his potential to become better as an offensive player.
There's a lot to withstand inside in the NBA.
No question about it.
Both free throws good from Clutch. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Brooks outside. Anderson with the block. Here is Doc, defended by Young. The shot's good from Doc. Doc's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yep, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Now here's Brooks. 5 points in the game. And Turner kicks to Richardson. The 76ers again can't hit it.
The clear look at the hoop, he doesn't miss many of those.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Purdy. Doris, what do you have?
Gentlemen, for Jeremy Lin, 2 seasons ago, it was one of the most abrupt ascents into stardom the league has ever seen. For Lin, though, it wasn't all roses. He said, quote, "I saw how fame changed how people looked at me, and I hated it. I went into a shell. But over time, I was able to get a better perspective." He said, quote, "I won't let any of my friends become a fan. They can support me, but they can't treat me differently than they would treat someone else. And guys, now on a new team, Lin might just be happier now that the hoopla has settled a bit."
Well, Doris, that fan passion can cut both ways. Sometimes you have to take the good with the bad. Timeout called the 76ers.
That was a good time to call the timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
Left side, Turner. Brooks. There's the dish to Noel. Richardson the pass to Young to end the run, and that one's good. Young's got his second basket.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points. Really, nobody paid him any mind there.
Lynn kicks to Novak. Anthony dishes to Lynn. The shot will not go. Nice D from Brooks. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Richardson the pass to Brooks. He dishes it to Noel. The drive by Brooks. Makes it off the glass. Brooks has got 7 points in the game.
Now they're finally starting to shoot the ball a little bit better now.
You know, I thought this was the kind of play they needed in the first quarter, but as I always like to say, it's better late than never.
The Wizards shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And that one falls for Lynn.
You know, as we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has improved. It's gotten more aggressive, more physical.
It sure seems like it has. They've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter.
Allen with the screen for Brooks. It's off his foot. And the ref saying he kicked him.
That is Young.
Just 4 seconds left to play in the first half. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so a pretty...
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
We're happy to be with you this Tuesday night. Keep it here on 2K Sports as we break down the first half. Washington leading against Philadelphia. And if you like scoring, you love their first half of basketball. They're putting up points, doing it rapidly in a variety of ways. It's hard to slow them down. Clutch putting on a clinic against the 76ers. He's got 13 points, and it's been a good overall defensive game for him. He's brought a nice intensity to the floor in this one. Not the same story, though, for the Miami.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And welcome back as we see the bronze statue of William Penn atop the Philadelphia City Hall. What can you say? Clutch and impressive effort here today.
Well, in terms of his points in the first half, I mean, that's pretty much what we've come to expect out of him.
Yeah, that's an open book on all you need to know about what talent he has. I'll bet he adds a lot more to that tally in the second half.
And on the floor for Randy Whitman as we get into the second half. Anthony out there with lights out. And there's Doc. And it's Clutch. And it's Russell in at the 5. Pass to Clutch. From the arc. Evan Turner grabs the board.
What was supposed to be a fresh start for Jason Richardson last year never really came to fruition, guys. I mean, not very far into the year, he had a bad injury to his left knee and had to close things down for the season. Boy, taking it hard to the rack for the big throwdown.
And give an unofficial assist, Clark, to his teammate for setting the screen that freed him up.
Yeah, good call, Kevin. That was really the key to the play.
And here we go. Here is Doc. 13 points in the game. The quick look, no good that time. And for Richardson, surgery last season to repair a cartilage tear in his left knee when he played for Philadelphia.
Well, in his prime, he was one of the most explosive leapers in the NBA. Former dunk contest champion. He began to lean on his three-point shooting as his career went on. Been a very productive player over the years.
Passes it to Young. It's rebounded by Long. Long's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And the pass to Clutch. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. 15 points for Clutch.
That's kind of his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the defense and finish at the rim.
And there's the foul. It's on Clutch. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. And Philadelphia calls time here.
You know, guys, Carmelo Anthony last year played pretty much full time at the power forward position. And the results were excellent. I mean, he's got the strength to play inside. And when you look at what he does offensively, it creates a lot of matchup advantages for him and his team.
And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Stolen by Harden. And here they come. No one near him. And yes, sir, that one drops. Harden's got 7.
Well, one of the things that makes him special is his tendency to become red hot in just a matter of seconds. And you never know when it's coming. You know, all it takes is a shot or two, and he's rolling.
And there's something else on his resume that can't be overlooked. Just how many times he's taken over at the end of close games and carried his team to the win.
And when you look at Carmelo, do you think, Steve, maybe the success that LeBron had going inside and playing the 4 had any influence on Melo playing inside?
I think there's no doubt, Kevin. The league has gone smaller in a lot of ways. A lot of former 3 men are now becoming 4s. The only way to do that, though, is if you have the strength to deal with bigger players, and Melo certainly has that strength.
Now Brooks, after the missed 3 from Maverick, puts one up from 19 and misses it off the right side of the rim.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list.
Now here's Turner after the miss from Maverick, and the shot is good. Turner's got 4 this quarter. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Pass to Maverick. Takes a 3. And another miss by Washington.
Got a good look, though. I thought that was going to go down.
Now, the D may have done just enough there, Clark, to bother him and throw that shot off.
Now here's Richardson. Stolen by Harden. Ball going up court. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
And here's Brooks. 9 points in the game so far. And Noel throws it down.
That's the way to respond. I mean, anything you can do, I can do better.
Well, maybe a little bit of a duel starting to erupt between these two guys.
Well, it's possible. I mean, they definitely went at each other hard on those last 2 trips.
Washington calls timeout.
Nerlens Noel, one of those players that has become so valuable in the NBA. Mobile defender who can get out to the perimeter, guard smaller players, but still with the ability to block shots in the paint.
The Wizards making a switch here. Washington's. Here's Doc. And again, Washington, no good.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But, yeah, I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
No good from Beverly. And for Noel, his offensive game is a bit of a work in progress. But I know, Clark, you love his motor.
I certainly do. You know, at Kentucky, they started tracking players' heart rates during practices to measure effort. And they never had to call out Noel in that regard. He's all effort all the time.
Releases from 15. Can't get it to go. So Philadelphia will take it the other way.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
They tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for Noel, and it's Richardson in for Evan Turner.
Let's check out the stat sheet here on Thaddeus Young. Good season for him last year, 10th in steals, and he was also a top 20 shooter from the field, so really a nice all-around offensive year for him.
And Steve, I don't think you can overstate his steal numbers. I mean, they're way up there, and it's a credit to his concentration and his quickness and his aggressiveness.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Washington.
Their high-energy defense. Oh, hammer time! Wow. Hammer time!
Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't remember ever seeing a dunk like that in a game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw it.
Oh, man, that was just amazing.
Losing 12 straight to start the season for the Wizards, just ominous, and through 20 games, the worst start in franchise history. But once they got back to health, they showed they could compete with anybody.
When you start out like the Wizards did last year, it's easy to get down on yourself and give up on the season. But you know what, Steve? They showed a lot of fight and never bowed their heads.
Got to give a lot of credit to Randy Whitman for keeping the ship afloat after that tough start. And I like the fact that they added some veteran guys a season ago that I think added to the character of this team. But it's an interesting group, no doubt.
Offensive rebound. Doc the pass to Long. And it's blocked by Hawes. Here's Beverly. 6 points for him. Now the feed to Richardson. He kicks it to Hawes. Back to Richardson. Trains the three-pointer. Richardson's got 6 points.
The defense sagged off, and, he did not hesitate to rise up and bury that three.
Here's Lynn. Nice deed from Anderson. Outside, Lynn. He passes to Clutch. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 4 assists in the game. Another steal. 3-on-3. Here's Hugh. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, at least the defender got his money's worth on that one.
Yep, that was an easy whistle for the official.
Both free throws good from Clutch. And here we go with Michael Carter-Williams. From midcourt. Oh! How did that go in?
Unbelievable.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a...
The new season.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And here are the Wizards now. After this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
That Atlanta game has a lot of attention on it.
Royce White is out there with Arnett Moultrie. Then it's Carter-Williams. Then there's James Anderson. And it's Allen in at the center. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Novak kicks to Okafor. Feeds to Novak. Harden. The shot. That went off the back iron and out.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
Snatched up. Here's Moultrie. Nice D from Novak.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when his defense is in his face like that.
Well, that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active, be energetic, and react as soon as the shot goes up.
Lynn's shot is off.
He is yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up. Boy, he blew the easy 2 by profile, trying to look good. That's a bad decision and poor execution.
That's good. 14 points for James Harden.
I'd say that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, it sure did. A good job getting it started and a better job finishing it off.
Now here's Carter-Williams. Anderson outside. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter.
He put that lead pass in perfect position for his teammate.
The Wizards have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And it's good. Off through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
He hasn't really done much on the offensive end, but he's worked within the team concept to help them get the lead. He's done some other things other than scoring to help his team get the lead here.
And the Wizards making a change here.
Well, we're going to see one of the experts in the league at making the long outlet pass to get the fast break going. Always with his head up, immediately looking down the floor when he gets the ball.
And he also is incredibly adept at running the pick and roll. He almost always makes things happen when he instigates that play.
Now here's Carter-Williams, and that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
The 76ers making a switch here. Beverly's checked in. Nice ball movement by Washington. Got that one up quick. 16 points for Doc.
Yeah, and that's his first 3 of the half. There may be more in store.
And it's a foul called on Doc. That is his first foul of the game. Kicks it to Anderson. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Chance now to check out the Washington Wizards' upcoming schedule. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip.
Well, there's a new ownership group in Philadelphia as of 2011, and in this offseason, they pulled the trigger and brought in new leadership in the front office. Looks like they're jumping on the analytics bandwagon, hiring the former brain trust of the Houston Rockets.
Clutch, he's checked in for Jeremy Lin. No good from Clutch.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, he had a really good look. I mean, he'll knock that down more often than not.
The Wizards have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. And back to the Sixers. I guess for the Wall Street ownership group, going mathematical is something they were, Steve, pretty comfortable with.
Well, it's something that a lot of teams are going to now, Kevin. The new owners, a lot of them businessmen, they want to turn to math to try to figure this whole thing out. Bottom line, though, is it's a combination. It's not just stats. It's talent, stats, chemistry, coaching. A lot of things that goes into winning.
Tries again, and Allen with the layup.
That rebound and the follow kind of typify what he's all about. Just gritty, determined play.
And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here.
18 seconds.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Hsu gets it to go from 18 feet away. Clutch has got 13 points in the second half. 76ers have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far.
Reverse that one. Oh, now that was nice. Real nice.
The agility on display.
Yeah, you love that body control.
Oof.
Oh, that one had it all, guys. Power and grace. Just beautiful.
Dishes to White. Inside. Allen, that's good. Allen's got 6 here in this quarter.
There's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark. That's a poor possession. You just give away the ball with a sloppy pass.
The Wizards making a switch here. Okafor's checked in to the middle. Here's Allen. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Harden can't hit. Philadelphia's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Here's Beverly. Again, Philadelphia.
They're doing their best to erase the deficit here with some smart passes and some good shooting. I mean, those two things go hand in hand. If you're going to make shots, then the passes have to be on target and on time.
And so here is Philadelphia after the missed 3 from Anderson. There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Allen. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line.
Guys, Lavoy Allen out of Temple, a local Philly guy. The Sixers took him with the second to last pick of the 2011 draft, and he's really played consistent minutes for him.
Spencer Hawes is checked in for the 76ers.
Yeah, disappointing trip to the line, even though it was just one miss. Now is not the time to be missing free throws. And that puts a cherry on top, so to speak, of what's been a phenomenal showing for them.
All over but the whining now, Steve.
Carter Williams lays it up and banks it in. And for Lavoy Allen, mostly a spot-up jump shooter, but he knows how to throw his weight around inside, and Steve, he can provide some, at times, tough interior D.
Well, he's 6'9", but he seems to play bigger. Long arms and a strong lower body gives him the size and the leverage to be able to battle people inside.
Here's Hawes. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Boy, if they could have had this kind of run earlier in the game, it might have made a big difference.
I think a big reason behind the run, Steve, is that they're not getting pressured as much by the defense now that the game's all but finished.
And Beverly kicks to Carter Williams. Some solid defense there from Lynn.
Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
Washington calls timeout.
Michael Carter Williams, the rare 6'6" true point guard. Both his mother and his stepfather are high school basketball coaches, so he's got a really good basketball IQ. That seems to run in the family.
Washington making some changes. Anthony comes in for Emeka Okafor, and lights out subbed in for Ryan Anderson.
And nothing you can do to salvage this one at this point. Game over.
Not anymore. Any chance they had is gone.
And Carter Williams slams it in.
Boy, their defense making an impact here late, Kevin.
And straight off the steal, Clark, a perfectly run fast break ends in a slam dunk.
That could be a huge 4-point swing in this game.
Here's Maverick. Good on the triple.
And they're not finished yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, that's how you close out a game, Steve.
Poke loose. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Boy, you relish these sorts of road games where you come in and you get the job done.
In a long schedule with the kinds of pressure of travel and tough opponents throughout the season, it's always good when you play a game like they have here.
And so it's Washington